Hi, friends. Babs here. Welcome back to Tiny Tuesday, and we are building here in Oasis Springs today. This will be a cute little, not really a tiny house, but it is a small house. Just for full disclosure, I think this one I found a reference image on Pinterest, but I couldn't exactly tell if it was already in The Sims 4. So it may be something created originally by another creator. Not really positive. It was really cute, and it looked like they may have used a lot of, if it was, then they had used a lot of custom content because there was like the beds and stuff didn't look like Sims 4 builds. So yeah, there's this one may already be out there someplace in sort of the similar kind of shape and format. Although I used it as a reference, not as a spitting image kind of thing. So hopefully, and I would give credit to whoever, but honestly, I have no idea who created it because it was a repost of a repost of a repost. It's one of the very negative things that happens when we post onto into Pinterest. That this does happen occasionally. So I do apologize profusely for that to whomever if that is the case here. But other than that, I really enjoyed this house, although I personally found this home to be rather boring color scheme wise. Um, Now, I could have changed some things up, but I chose not to. Just because I really wanted to honor the original appearance of the house. So I tried to keep things as similar as possible. Um, so that's where we are. As you can see here, at this point, I started trying to figure out kind of if I wanted how I wanted to do the overall layout, and I wanted to keep it all the same. And I realized that I could probably do this one as a base game build. And so that's what I thought I'd give a try to doing. Now, for some reason, if you do go to download this one from the gallery, it will say that Growing Together is in here, but I have yet to figure out what I used that was from Growing Together. I still don't know. So if you figure it out, please send me a message, hit something in the comments somewhere along the lines, because I will gladly go and remove it. I'm wondering if it's not maybe a little piece of terrain or terrain paint or something that gets added in later. But I really did try to make this just a base game. And I did put in my description that this was not something that contained anything else. So you're probably talking maybe one item. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. So as we're going through here, you see that I'm going for this really light wood, and the countertops that we have here, or the counters that we have, those are totally base game. I really would have liked a lighter shade even in those because I was going with this very blank natural wood. This table is by Hey Harry, as well as the chairs and the stools that are being used. And I think she did a marvelous job with those. And those are free in the base game as well. And I did double check to make sure that it wasn't something that was actual custom content, or because I don't, the only custom content I play with in my game is MC Command Center, and I do MC Woohoo and UI cheats, and that's it. I don't like playing with the other, the special whatevers. It just because it's a personal preference more than anything else. It's just a personal preference. Um, and again, we're keeping everything as very light as possible. I really prefer a colorful build, so this one was kind of a challenge for me. to stick with this particular color scheme because I really wanted color, man. The other thing I was trying to do here is I was really trying to keep this at starter funds. I did not succeed. I will tell you that up front. I did not succeed. I ended up, I think this house ends up costing like 32,000 simoleons. Not too terribly unrealistic for gameplay, but I would think that if I were playing, I would probably go in and do few little tweaks to this particular house so that it was a little less expensive. There's some decorative features that could be tweaked up a little bit more and kind of fixed up so that, some of the landscaping could go away. Definitely don't need all of those counters that are there. You do need one, but you could take away some of the others to save yourself some money. A few other little things like that, just to help make things work. Now, in the reference photo, they had these bedrooms were exactly the same size. I did not keep them the same size. I thought they were just way too big. And I just wanted something that was a little more reasonable in size. So I did keep with some of the concepts that they had. And on other things, I opted to change things up a little bit more. I didn't go with super expensive appliances, so those are the nice, cheap appliances in the kitchen there. Now, at this point, I'm just going through and making sure I have paint everywhere. And I also tested to see if it could count as a tiny home. It does not. And if you're trying to play with tiny home, I would say go through and kill out the porches and lower the foundation down. That will probably help tremendously as far as tile count and for your overall cost of the house. But this is like I said, it's a very nice little house, kind of simple. I did cut out all of the roofing of this one for the most part because I'm terrible at roofing, and I feel really bad as I'm trying to do it, thinking somebody might be trying to follow me along to try to, make things, do it like I do it. Don't do it like I do it. There's like 400,000 pieces of this roof, and I will guarantee it doesn't need to be that way. It really and truly doesn't. So at this point, we're going around and we're just finishing up some of the outside pieces that we have here. And making sure, again, all the roofs have paint. And I do a lot of terrain layering here. And this is where I'm wondering if I didn't accidentally pick up some growing together in this terrain paint. So if for some reason you think that might be it, definitely don't worry about it, because I wasn't quite as careful when it came to terrain paint. So yeah. But yeah, the layering of the terrain paint to me just makes it look a lot more realistic. I also like the fact, even in the reference picture, they just had a small bit of plants. They had a lot more green grass, but that doesn't make sense to me in Oasis Springs. I think even if you tried to plant grass here, you're going to be miserable with it. You're just going to be absolutely miserable with it. And now that I've added in some of the greenery, I'm going back through and thinking, yeah, we need to get a little bit more in here, because it's just too plain. And yeah, look at that. I really do like the cactus being added in. To me, that just looks absolutely amazing. I love the cacti. And I also love that little weird ball tree. I don't know what that tree is actually called, but I really like it. I don't know if that's the Joshua tree or not. I don't think it is, but I still love it. And a few final touches here, and we should be getting ready here to go into our screenshots. Well, actually, I didn't do screenshots. We're going to talk over some of this other at the end here. And again, I am obsessed with trying to make sure that every single roof piece has its proper coloring here. And getting a few final plants added in. And I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do here. I wanted something. I just didn't want a lot of anything. So I went with the most simple and basic as I could. And yep, there's our mailbox. So we're getting ready to go into our live portion. So there we go. And a few final touches. Now, this is our house. As you can clearly see, it's a pretty simple little house. I love the windows in front. I think that it adds a lot of interest. And again, this front porch here, there is no entryway to that porch. You have to actually go up those steps in order to get up to those chairs. Your front door is actually over here. And we do have a nice big lamp right there. So we're just going to be able to go inside, and no, I'm not in first person. So of course the camera's going to jump and do crazy things for me. I did try to keep the decorations in here as minimal as possible because I was trying to keep below a budget. As I mentioned before, I didn't succeed at all in keeping that budget. And but you do have a nice, rather light color, in my opinion, bland living room. We do have some nice stone there. You can't really see it in this shot, but we do have some nice cozy spaces, nice kitchen area. We've got the child room. There's no actual toys or anything, so I'm picturing more of a couple of teens living here maybe. We have the outdoor bin and the indoor bin and a little bit of space out here. So that in effect is it. So if you like this, please remember to like and subscribe, and you can download this off the gallery. My EAID is babsplayssims, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, friends.